The Golier family first came to this area in 1915. That was my great-grandmother and great-grandfather. He came here initially as an engineer and fell in love with the area. My great-uncle Cal, who was their youngest child, described it as being pioneers all over again. At that time, they had about 10 Guernsey cows. They had chickens for eggs. They were making butter to sell to neighbors. They had some acreage of dry beans. And after World War II, my grandfather and my great-uncle operated the farm. In the 1970s, my dad came back to the farm. In the 1980s, we went from a 250 cow herd to a much larger herd and concentrated on dairy. And I came back to the farm in 1996. Fortunately, had a fantastic team that welcomed me, taught me the ropes, and just helped me fit in a good way on the farm. At this point, we're at about 1,200 milking cows. We're growing about 1,800 acres of crops to feed those cows, plus a little bit of cash crop for peas. Being the fourth generation, there was a tremendous legacy of environmental awareness and care on the farm. It really helps to see what the previous generations were doing to see where we've gotten to today.
Table Rock Farm does a lot of different practices that are not only innovative, but even just simple things. Everything from implementing riparian buffers on their own voluntarily. They do a lot of cover crops, minimum tillage, and even the way that they harvest their crops, worrying about wildlife.
Being a dairy farm, we have two products that come from the farm. One is milk, the other is manure. So we have storage facilities for the manure so that we can apply it at the times it makes sense for the crop. We are injecting all of our manure, so that puts the manure where it needs to be for the crop to grow properly. And about 2016, 2017, we realized a couple things on the farm. First, we wanted another way to bed our cows, so we became very interested in making separated solids bedding.
So 4 years ago, we put in a separation system, which takes our cow manure and separates the liquid from the solids. It's generally 40% dry matter. And we have achieved extremely good things with it for bedding, cow comfort, somatic cell, everything. Everything is good. Plus, everybody works together to achieve one thing, cow comfort.
In order to do something like that, we wanted to additionally be able to cover our storage. A cover would allow us to keep that 30 to 34 inches of rain every year. That's like 3.5 million gallons of water clean and out of the storage. It also reduces smell. And the other great benefit was that we could capture the methane, and we know that's a greenhouse gas. And so being able to capture that and flare it off so that the methane does not enter the atmosphere was a great benefit too. Cover crops have been part of our farm for as long as I can remember. We've always felt it important to have something on the fields in the times that the crop is not growing. We will be harvesting corn in the field. On one end of the field, you'll see the corn chopper and the trucks taking the corn back to the farm. On the other end of the field, you'll see someone out with a drill that's putting on the cover crop. So really we have same day harvest and planting. Primarily, we're planting rye, oats, and radishes in a mix. We've started planting shorter season corn, so that allows us to get that cover crop on when it needs to be on. So it's really been an incremental process of figuring out how do we do this the best way we can so we can benefit from that spring crop, something we never were able to do until about 5 years ago. More forages for our cows to eat, but also protecting the land the way it needs them. We have great cooperative extension resources in our area. So we work with Cornell, we work with our local cooperative extension, we work with soil and water to try to do the analysis we need to say how do we make progress here. I mean, 19 years ago, we gave up our plow. We stopped plowing at that point, and it's been a great progress. When you're plowing, you're disturbing the earthworms' habitats, you're tilling the soil, releasing water that could be used for that crop if it's a dry year. And now seeing what the soil looks like, it's really been a transformative thing. We're not done yet. I mean, this year we did a lot of planting into live cover crops. That's a process that we're trying to still understand. I believe that we need to continually talk to people about what we're doing. I look at everyone as an opportunity to educate, and I think all farmers need to do that. It takes time, it takes thoughtfulness, and sometimes it's not the most comfortable conversations, but if we don't put ourselves out there, we're losing an opportunity. I love learning something new every day, And I know my team does too. If you're not learning, if you're not getting to that next spot, you're going to fall behind. And where's the fun in doing something the same all the time if you know there's things you can do better? We try to think about what we're doing, do some of the research behind it, and then take that step. Do it on a smaller scale, then try it on a larger scale. We see joy in seeing what has happened with our soil, joy with what happens with our cows when we're doing the right things for the land, for the cows. If I thought I knew everything, this would not be the field to be in. Agriculture is exciting. It changes all the time. There's constantly things we learn.
We all strive to do the best that we can for the environment. We have such good people. We all get along. It's just fun to come to work and see the changes that you've done.
Well, Table Rock Farms, they stand out amongst the others. They're innovative. They do not wait for something to become a problem environmentally. They think they've got an issue. They're quick to reach out to various agencies, whether it's the district or NRCS or the Western New York Crop Management Association, to take care of the issue before it becomes a real problem. They're always willing to try something new to see if it can be more efficient or beneficial to the environment or to the farm themselves.
It's a wonderful recognition, first of all, and we know there are so many worthy farms. We're one farm out of many that are all trying to do the right thing. So I look at it as a way to make sure people know that farmers are trying to do the right thing, that we want to act appropriately with our cows, with our crops, with our land.
It makes you stand back and think about what you've done, and it's a wonderful thing.
It's important we do this. It's a privilege to be able to farm. And so this award is a way of saying, this is what we do. We want to be responsible. We want to keep farming.